Let's be completely honest with each other for a moment. You can recite every wealth principle from memory. You can watch every finance video on this platform. But year after year, your bank account stays completely flat. Why? Because you do not have a money problem. You have a psychology problem. The hard truth is that wealth is entirely predictable. It is not a lottery, it is not a matter of luck, and it is definitely not reserved just for the smartest people in the room. In fact, intelligence can sometimes be a massive liability when it comes to building wealth. My name is Mervin, and today we are going to look into the mirror. We are going to break down the exact silent mistakes that keep 99% of the population locked in a financial cage, and exactly how you can break out of it. Let's start with mistake number 1, the trap of academic competence. Most people were raised in a school system designed to create excellent employees, not wealthy individuals. School teaches you to follow a rigid script, memorize the data, avoid mistakes at all costs, and wait for a higher authority to give you permission or instructions. But the real world of wealth operates on a completely opposite set of rules. In the economy, you are penalized for inaction, not for making mistakes. Smart people fall into a psychological trap called learned helplessness around money. They assume that because wealth building sounds complex, they need an advanced degree or a sophisticated, highly volatile trading strategy to make it happen. So, they spend years overanalyzing every single variable. They build elaborate spreadsheets. They read book after book, and they do endless research. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis. They are so terrified of getting an answer wrong that they never actually buy the asset. They never launch the side hustle, and they never take the risk. Meanwhile, the person who barely passed high school but understood the power of simple, aggressive, and repetitive action goes out and builds a multi-million-dollar business. Wealth favors simplicity and emotional control over intellectual complexity every single time. Which brings us to mistake number 2, the delusion that income equals wealth. This is the classic lifestyle treadmill. When most people start making more money, a strange psychological shift happens. They do not see an increased income as a tool to buy their freedom. They see it as a tool to upgrade their lifestyle. If they get a raise that brings them to $100,000 a year, suddenly they need a luxury car lease that costs $800 a month. They need the bigger apartment. They need the premium designer clothes to prove to complete strangers that they are doing well. They are confusing high consumption with actual wealth. Real wealth is invisible. Real wealth is the money that has not been spent on depreciating liabilities. It is the investments quietly compounding in the background, out of sight. When you increase your expenses proportionally every time your salary goes up, you are remaining on the exact same financial treadmill, just at a higher speed. You are still 1 or 2 missed paychecks away from absolute disaster. Mistake number 3 is prioritizing fake busy work over high leverage assets. It feels good to feel productive, doesn't it? People love tweaking the font on their website, organizing their desk, rewriting their business plan for the 10th time, or attending networking events where everyone just trades business cards and accomplishes absolutely nothing. This is a subconscious defense mechanism. Your brain chooses low-stakes tasks because they protect you from the actual, uncomfortable work that moves the needle. True wealth building is uncomfortable. It requires you to make cold calls, to pitch clients, to face market volatility, and to put your actual capital on the line. If your daily habits consist of 70% time-wasting activities or passive learning that never turns into execution, you are intentionally building a financial ceiling over your own head. Stop hiding behind the illusion of being busy. Let's look deeper into mistake number 4, the continuous betrayal of your future self. Human beings are wired to seek instant gratification. When you have cash in your hand, your brain screams at you to spend it right now, because a short-term dopamine hit feels incredibly satisfying today. You tell yourself, I will start saving next month. I will start investing next year when things settle down. But here is the hard reality. Next month never comes. You are actively choosing the comfort of your present self over the survival of your future self. Every single dollar you spend on a useless impulse purchase today is a dollar that cannot compound for you tomorrow. You are trading long-term leverage and absolute freedom for a temporary emotional high that evaporates within 24 hours. The wealthy do not operate this way. They have an immense capacity for delayed gratification. They are willing to live like nobody else will for a few years, so they can live like nobody else can for the rest of their lives. And finally, the absolute root of the issue, mistake number 5. The belief that wealth happens to you, not by you. Data shows that an overwhelming majority of people who struggle financially believe that becoming rich is a matter of pure luck, inheritance, or a rigged system. They view themselves as passive victims of the economy. If the stock market drops, they panic and blame the system. If they don't get a promotion, they blame their boss. When you believe that financial success is outside of your control, you completely strip yourself of the power to fix it. 90% of wealthy individuals attribute their success directly to their own daily habits, calculated risks, and deliberate choices. They accept absolute, radical accountability for their net worth. If they lack financial literacy, they do not make excuses. They spend 30 minutes a day studying personal finance until they understand it. If their current income stream is too low, they do not complain. They step completely outside of their comfort zone to build a new one. Recognizing these patterns is not the hard part. The real work is actively rewiring them. If you keep doing what is emotionally comfortable, your bank account will remain exactly where it is today. Look at your daily habits honestly. Are you treating money as something that happens to you or something created by you? Stop overthinking. Stop buying status. Stop betraying the person you are meant to become. Build the discipline, take the risk, and finally build the wealth you deserve.